Y'all, it's your girl Annsleigh Denise from ATL Unfiltered, and I'm sitting with the amazing Zay'Marie.
Hi.
Hey girl, hey, we're so happy to have you here for this particular episode. We're going to get into the nitty gritty of you as an artist, especially your project that's going to drop pretty soon. Okay, so y'all make sure y'all look for that, okay? And let us know the title of the project.
It's called Brand New. It's going to drop on August 27th on all streaming platforms.
Yes. How excited are you about that? This is your first actual full project that you're letting the world hear.
I'm really excited about it because I think, I don't know, I think I have a really good collection of music, and it's always weird as an artist, wondering about the reception of it, but I'm really proud of it.
That's a great feeling to have, being proud of your work, knowing that it's full and complete. So are you nervous or anything like that?
A little bit, but I kind of have to stop thinking not about my fans and the people who are listening, but about the negative side of things, because it is something that I am proud of, and if it's for you, then it's gonna be for you. You're gonna vibe with it, and if it's not, that's okay.
Right. It's gonna go on. We're gonna party on, with or without you. Can you speak a little bit about the journey deciding to put forth effort into a project? How long has this journey been for you to get to this moment?
I feel like this journey has literally been my entire life. I wrote my first song in the second grade. I really started writing music in high school, and all throughout college I would write and I would record in my little studio at Spelman, and I never released anything because it was all for me, but I know that this is what I want to do with my life. So last year I made an introductory project of 4 songs, and that was more for me. I didn't publicize it that much, I didn't push it that much, but it was for me to have a process, to know what this process feels like, so that when I do release for everybody, I know what I'm looking for. I know what I'm seeking to accomplish. So it's been a while in the making.
I have to ask you, Spelman has a studio?
Yes.
When did Spelman get a studio?
Okay, it's a studio setup. So I studied voice and composition. So I would have private, since we didn't have a bunch of people studying songwriting and stuff, we would have private sessions with a professor, and we have a music tech lab, and then we have another lab that's kind of like a private studio space. It's not super fancy or anything.
No, I'm just shocked because I attended Spelman as well, so I just never knew that was a option. Not saying I was going in there to rap or anything or sing, you know what I'm saying, but I never knew, because Spelman, so if you understand the culture, it's pretty strict.
Yeah.
So I just never knew that they gave the opportunity to you.
It's fairly new. I think only one person did it in the class before me, and then there's me, and then there's one person who did it after me, the class after.
So this is pretty groundbreaking.
Yeah.
This is pretty groundbreaking. So you've studied music on a scholastic level, collegiate level, for sure. Do you think that gives you more of a competitive edge?
It depends. Some people never went to school for music, but they're phenomenal at it. They have gifts for it. They have an ear for it without trying. But I do think it helps depending on what you're looking for. If you're going to an audition for a musical or for a choir and they need you to read music, it's going to be a lot easier than to be well, just sing the melody to me and I'll sing it back,
Right. How supportive have your parents been throughout this journey? I know as a creative myself that sometimes your family isn't as supportive as you wish that they were. Is that something that you dealt with on a personal level?
Not really. I think I've been really blessed in that way. When I was younger, my parents would always ask, what's your backup plan? What's your plan B? What are you going to do to make money? And I was always I'm doing music. The answer is music. My backup is music, and I'm going to be a musician. And they were but just be smart about it. So, by the time I got to college, they understood that's what I was studying. They came and supported. They came to my recitals. And now that I'm out of school, they're my biggest supporters. My dad will send me auditions all the time. He'll be have you looked into this? They're auditioning for this. There's a show over here in South Carolina you can come up here and do. So I think that's been really encouraging, because I think the time to do it is now, and that's all what my parents always say. They don't want me to fail, but also they don't want me to live my life without going for what I really believe that I'm made for.
Right. And having no regrets. I think that is so beautiful. That form of support system is just so necessary. And I think that's definitely going to propel you even further than you can imagine. All that positivity, them reassuring you that you're going to make it. I think that's awesome. You said You mentioned South Carolina, but where are you originally from?
I'm from Virginia. My family moved around a lot because my dad was in the military, so a lot of my family's in Jacksonville, and then I think I spent the most amount of time in Virginia. That's where my sisters are now.
Okay, so you have sisters. You're not the only child.
2 older sisters and an older brother.
Does anybody else have an interest in music? Does anyone else sing or?
So when we were kids, my grandfather's a pastor, so is my dad, but when we were in Florida in my grandfather's church, we either had to usher or be in the choir, like as soon as we were old enough to walk around and talk and everything, and nobody wanted to stand up and be an usher. So we were all in the choir. My brother would just sort of lip sync in the background. Right. My sister Ashley wanted to sing, but goodness. And then, Tara sings. She sings now with churches like in Virginia and everything. She does concerts and shows with them.
That's cool.
But only in like a choir setting. I think I'm the only one who really took it to be like something I want to do myself.
Right.
And make a career out of.
Where does that, I guess, passion or like strength in yearning come from? Do you think you've always had that, or was it something that developed over time?
I think both. Like, since I was so young when I started singing, I don't really know anything else. Like, I remember being asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And when I was a kid, the answer was whatever I thought it should be that day, But I've never really strayed away from music. Music's always been my heart. And so as I'm becoming an adult, as, life is continuing on, I'm really understanding that there is not a place for me to be without music. It's a part of who I am. I could do a lot, but I don't think I could do anything and be happy unless I'm making music, I'm creating.
I feel that on such a high level. I think a lot of people forget what they wanted to do when they were kids. Mm-hmm. And ultimately that was kind of placed inside of you before you could even think. And that's kind of what you're supposed to be doing right now. So this is one of those moments that people can reflect on if they're watching this and say, what did I want to do when I was 8 and 10 years old? That's probably what you're supposed to be doing right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so Zay'Marie dropping gems for y'all. Let's get a little bit more into the album. How many tracks are on the album?
There are 8 songs total.
Okay, that's a good number. I think that's solid.
It's called Brand New. The theme of the album is confidence. And in all the decisions that you're making, whether or not they're mistakes, whether or not you just woke up feeling yourself that day, whether or not it's the confidence to leave a bad situation or to embrace what could be a beautiful situation, it's not being afraid of your feelings.
Right.
It's really embracing them because that's a part of who you are. That's a part of how you were made.
Right.
And I think going through this season of my life, I'm feeling brand new,
There it is.
It's because, I don't know, I'm feeling so much more comfortable in my own skin and in my journey and in my choices. And I'm just loving the season of life that I'm in, so.
And we're going to reflect that and see that through the album.
Yes, definitely.
So it's very more so for the girls. Can guys kind of vibe with it too, or they're vibing to it with their girl, their home girl?
I guess it would depend.
I'm all for an all-girl club, because we have our own moments that we want in music. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of times with hip-hop and things like that, it's so male-dominated. We want our own sacred moments to vibe out. And I love R&B. So I'm in full support of people who can actually sing, because she can really sing in real life, no auto-tune. So I'm always in support of people who strive after their dreams and can sing in real life. And speaking of singers, Beyonce or Rihanna?
For style, general style, Rihanna, but like overall, Beyonce.
Yeah.
She's an incredible musician, and I'm not even like a Beyonce stan, but there's just no way you
can deny it.
Yeah, you can listen to like her arrangements, the way that she takes music, and she has a vision and she has a work ethic, you know, and she's involved in so much of it, now she's grown as a musician, as a performer, as a producer. It's just like, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely a Rihanna stan, but I do appreciate Beyonce's work ethic and her ability to perform. Mm-hmm. And I think what I love about Rihanna is just her freedom. And what I love about Beyonce is her perfectionism, or perfection. I don't know what I'm trying to say. All that. Her wanting to be perfect.
Rihanna's like effortless.
Yes, she just like wakes up and I'm that chick. Like, I don't care.
But Beyonce is like growth.
Yeah.
You can see it from beginning to end, and it's just like it's a magnificent journey so far. And you can tell she's still going. So. Mm-hmm. that's what I aspire to, you know, to just grow, to just be better, to do more.
Okay. That's what we all trying to do. All trying to glow up, level up in all areas. And okay, so we got Beyonce, you know, not necessarily a stan, but we got B. If anyone were to compare an artist to you, who would they compare you to?
I don't know. My sister compares me a lot to Solange. Which, I mean, I think...
I could see that, but I never would have thought that after listening to your music. Like, I can see the comparison, but that wouldn't have been my first.
I don't know where I put myself as far as comparisons. I've gotten, you know, I've gotten the Solange. I've gotten a little bit of Whitney.
That's
just
what
a
I was
couple
gonna say.
times, which is I won't say myself,
yes,
because it's like the highest
somebody
compliment.
else
I'm really
said
proud.
it, you know. But that's what I would have said. Of course, Whitney Houston is the queen of all queens.
Definitely.
However, I just think her energy is very Whitney-ish. Like, I can feel like it's just like your sense of confidence, I think. And I think Whitney was always just classically confident. Like, she was never like, I never met Whitney. But just from observing what I've seen of her, she was never mean or never like tried to step over people or intrude upon people. She just knew who she was. And everybody else just happened to know too, so. But I can definitely see that, for sure. I guess everyone will listen to the album and have their, no comparisons, but just like have their feel of what they can grab from you.
Yeah, and people can feel free to tell me who I remind them of, because I can never see myself that way in order to compare.
Zay'Marie.
Yeah.
That is who you are. No comparisons. You are who you are. That's very real. I do have a question. Of course, I have questions. I'm asking questions all day. But, so I love Powerpuff Girls.
Okay.
If you could be one Powerpuff Girl, who would it be? Blossom, Bubbles, or Buttercup?
When I was a kid, my favorite color is green. So it was always Buttercup. I think I'm like Buttercup on the outside, but I'm actually super sensitive. So I'm really a Bubbles, low-key.
Oh, that's cute. I think that's adorable. I go back and forth between, I think everybody kind of has a combination of all three to a degree, but I do go back and forth between Blossom and Bubbles. When I was little, I was definitely Buttercup because I was playing football.
Yeah, definitely. I was a tomboy.
Definitely Buttercup, for sure. And so we've gotten to know a little bit more about you. We got a little sneak peek into that. Well, we haven't heard the 8 tracks, but we know there's 8 tracks on there. Is there a particular favorite that you have that you're like, everyone has to listen to this song?
They're all my favorite for different reasons.
They're all your little babies.
All of them, yeah. I think for the message, Make Yourself at Home is my favorite, because it's very real, like when you're starting in new situations, and for me to be who I am and to love and to feel the way that I do, it's about all the conversations you have in your head about, you know, whether or not, you know, you should hold back or you should go for it, but at the end of the day, knowing what you have to offer and wanting to know what they have to offer, and if what you guys are putting together is a foundation. So that's my favorite for that reason. I think the poetry, Shot in the Dark would be my favorite for the poetry of how it's written. And then the song is just warm and fuzzy, is all in, so.
Okay, we got top 3. Top 3 personal, that's a good narrowed down number, so we'll look out for those specifically. And of course, once again, it's called Brand New.
Yes.
Has there ever been a time when a guy or a friend or a foe was acting brand new and you had to check them and let them know who Zay'Marie is?
Yeah, so actually, the single from the album, the first single, Left You, was about an ex of mine. I actually wrote that song while I was in the kitchen making dinner for us. It took a couple months later, like, for everything to be officially over, but I knew then, you know, which is, I had to have the confidence to walk away.
Right.
But when I did walk away, it was like the result, it was a celebration.
Right.
Because you're not going to disrespect me. You're not going to make me feel less than who I am.
Right.
And I think, you know, that was my first and only situation I've ever been cheated on. So it was very new to me, and the way that it made me feel, I couldn't have imagined that would have been the effect. But that's never never
Never.
gonna be a thing
Yes.
again. you know?
Again, okay, get it right. Come correct or don't come at all. Okay. I think, of course, a lot of women can relate to that, and especially to the lyrics. Everybody can feel that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So we've all been there. It unfortunately it happens.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Well, like
so
you said,
often.
you have to have the confidence to walk away and keep it moving.
And it might take you a minute, and that's okay, because everybody's journeys are different. Everybody's realizations are different. But as long as you know at the end of the day, you are enough. You're worth it, and you don't deserve anything less. So
Snap to that. And we're almost done with our interview, but I have a special request. Is it possible that we get a little taste of Zay'Marie? Would you mind singing for us just a little bit?
I can sing something. Since we talked about it, make yourself at home. I'll sing that. I will want you when the newness wears off. I will hold you when you cannot hold on. And when life wears you down, I will carry you on. No, make yourself at home in my love.
Oh my gosh, that was so pretty! Oh,
Thank you.
now I gotta go home and practice. Just kidding. I can't do none of that. Well, I'm so excited. Vocals in real life, y'all, that is so hard to find. It's so tough out here. And thank you, Zay'Marie, for being true to yourself, true to your craft.
It's a journey.
It's a journey. And you decided to take the journey, though. And I think
Yes.
that's the biggest step, is making the choice.
Definitely.
So y'all check out Brand New if y'all want some more of those vocals, okay? Because it's not a game over here, okay? And just give us your social handle, shout out, anything else you want to say to people who are
All right, you
watching.
can find me on all social media at Zay'Marie Music.
Okay, and once again, it's your girl, Annsleigh Denise, sitting with Zay'Marie for ATL Unfiltered, and we'll catch y'all next time.
You make me feel, but I may be crazy all around. New beginnings filled with new